to hold all our elections the same day. One, there will be no ballot boxes, so ballot box snatching will not be there. Ballot papers, you can't have all those ballot papers, those will not be there. And there is no way you can do multiple voting, because using, once you vote, you can't vote again. And as you are voting, the results will be transmitted real time, to whatever center. And what that means is that all these, the methods we now use and all the problems we have associated with collation and all that, all those will be gone. Yes, we have gone as far as taking this to INEC, and a joint committee has been inaugurated. They are looking at it, and very soon they will be able to make their views known. But our interest is that the President Muhammadu Buhari, promised Nigerians free and fair elections, and you can't have free and fair elections unless you reduce the human error, in the process. And this is what this electronic voting solution is doing. And because it's solar powered also, you won't have problems with power failure. And then we have tried to make sure that hacking will not be, because the transmission will not be through satellite, it will be through cloud computing, and so many other features that is put there to address the Nigerian problems. So this is a Nigerian solution to Nigerian problems, and we are very hopeful that it will be used in future.
Are you confident that this solution will be approved?
We wait for that committee, but I want to assure you that all the things I've mentioned to you are things that have already been tested.
Nigeria's Honorable Minister in charge of Science and Technology, Dr. Ogbonnaya. But what are the key details of the new NSC data center in the area of security, and how does the new initiative fit into the exchange overarching product expansion? Temple Shaju also sat down with the Stock Exchange Head of Markets and Technology, Adebajomo, for more. Let's listen in on that.
Something very fundamental has changed. It's the fact that we now have a data center that has been built to Uptime Institute Tier 3 standards. And what standards do is that they actually allow you to achieve a baseline, a minimum baseline in your service provision. So if you took the old data center that Exchange had, it was built to no standards. So we had to operate it at a very, very high standard. Obviously with a lot of manual intervention, and we built a lot of processes and procedures around it. Now with the Tier 3 data center, we built it in such a way that we can gain an availability of 99.982%. What that means is that the data center can only be down for no more than 1.6 hours in a year. That's about 8 minutes a month. Now you can say, what's this big deal about data centers? Data centers is literally where all the services, all the apps that people run on their smartphones or computing power that they have and run, data centers is basically the home for the servers and the networks and the super networks that actually house all of these together. So they're extremely critical to the provision of technical services or IT services as well. And the tier level of your data center, the resilience of your data center, determines the overall resilience of the service you're providing. And as you know, data, information technology, digitization is extremely critical to the Nigerian Stock Exchange and indeed the capital market. And as we continue to drive data penetration and broaden the number of people that actually participate in the market, having a data center of that kind of capability is extremely vital as we grow the market.
We're living in a period where you have high risk of cyber attacks in different forms. How insulated is the NSC data center from cyber attacks at the moment?
Okay, you know, cyber attacks have always been there ever since IT became very, very prolific and being used prolifically. But there are many types of cyber security issues. In fact, the most prolific, which most people don't pay attention to, is physical security. So you can spend all that money building firewalls, yeah, and doing all the clever things you need to do in terms of, you know, making sure you have strong password controls, making sure you have encryption, making sure that, you have good data classification, there's need to know policy, you know, and have all of those good things in place. If, however, you don't have good physical security, then you've opened the loophole. Because if anybody can just wander in, say to your building, or, God forbid, your data center, yeah, that's a far, far easier, quicker way to actually penetrate your system than trying to come through all the walls you build, whether they're firewalls or other types of walls as well. So security is extremely important. So if you come through our data center, there's 7 levels of security, physical security, before you can get through. So we recognize that, and these things are built in from the start as well. And it's different levels, different types. Some are accessed via computers, some are with physical people. You know, there are cameras all over the place as well. And we take security in the broadest sense very, very seriously at the exchange. You probably would know we are probably the first exchange to be certified with the ISO 27001 2013 version in Africa. And it's not just a certification that matters. We live and breathe it, you know, because it's a continuum. You know, it's a never-ending journey. You're never there. But you are, and by living and breathing it, it means that staff awareness, training, and the awareness of our ecosystem on security and security measures, information security measures, is very, very high.
This was the part of activities leading up to the introduction of more products like derivatives in the market. But exactly what does this mean for the markets?
Yeah. It's a very exciting development for the market, because as we continue to grow the market, we know we can grow it on a solid digital platform. Clearly, at the exchange, we aim for 100% availability. Yeah, not 99.982, by the way. Yeah, that's the theoretical measure, because you've got to give it a theoretical measure. Our services get towards that, and we've maintained that from 2014.
Yeah, we're going to stick with the markets and the economy when we come back after the break with some analysis from Vertiva Capital Management. That's wrapping up the program.